What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Jumping into this episode of GH, I feel like Mark Teschner did this on purpose. For those who don't know who Mark Teschner is, he's the casting director for GH. So whenever you see people like Willow and Dev, Mark Teschner hired these people to play these characters. He's the man who hired these guys. I feel like he hired this particular actor on purpose. Not just because they can act, but because of their look, because they have a certain look. I think that's a big part of the reason why he hired them. And the reason I bring that up is because this kid, he really looked like he could be Sonny's kid. Like, if you really look at him, like if you look at a side-by-side photo of the two of them, he looks like he could be his kid. Like, he really does. I'm pretty sure they're not going to go that route. I don't think they will. They could, though. They could. But the last thing Sonny needs is another kid. Like, especially, what they call it? Another long-lost kid, you know? Another illegitimate child. He doesn't need another one. I'm just saying. But when I see him, and I see the two of them together, it's like, damn. You know, the resemblance a little bit, you know, it's like he really looked like he could be his kid. Cause you know, Sonny was a hoe. He still is kind of a hoe. So I wouldn't be surprised he had another couple of kids, you know, kind of how on Days of Our Lives, kind of how Stefano DiMera had a bunch of kids running around. Cause you know, Stefano was a hoe, period. You know, rest in peace, Joe Mascalo, but his character was a hoe. He was a whore. He was slinging that thing back in the day. I'm just saying. That's how they end up with all these children. But anyway, I'm happy that Sonny's taking them in. You know, because this kid obviously can't go back to Turkey. He can't go back to Turkey. There's just no way. Like, he's not going to make it out there on his own. Especially when you got guys like Raj and them, you know, they're gunning for him. So he says, it's hard for anybody to really make it on their own, especially when you're young like that. Like, I think he's a teenager, so of course it's going to be even tougher for him to make it. And I'm glad that clearly he doesn't have no family, or at least none that he's speaking of. But like I said yesterday, I could definitely see Dev, you know, under Sonny's tutelage, Sonny and Jason. I could see him stepping up to be the new heir apparent to the Corinthos organization. I definitely could see it. He has the makings. But I seen somebody in the comments who mentioned that Max and Milo should kind of step up, you know, when the time comes and be the new leaders of the organization. I wouldn't mind it, but for me, I don't see it ever happening. Because I think Max and Milo are just not everybody's cut out to be CEO. You know what I mean? Like, the mafia is like running a company too. It's just, you know, illegal, obviously. And Sonny's the CEO of the Corinthos organization. I don't see Max or Milo stepping up in that, you know, in that role. I don't see it. You know, they're smart. They know the business, but I don't think they want that title. I don't think they want that responsibility, you know. Hell, even Jason didn't want it. And we all know when Jason was running the organization back in 2008, all of the employees loved Jason. They loved working for him. You know, he was more easier to deal with than Sonny. But Jason didn't want to be the boss. He only did it because Sonny asked him to. That was their deal, you know. So, not like I said, not everybody's cut out to be CEO. It just, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But, like I said, I'm happy Sonny took that boy in, you know, because him being on the streets and stuff like that, you know, it's not good for him. He needs a nice home, you know, family structure. He needs that. I don't think the kid has any family. But I think he definitely should have a conversation with Carly first. I mean, he just basically sprung it on her when they got home. He's like, oh, Dev's going to be staying with us for a while. First of all, your wife is dealing with a high-risk pregnancy. She's dealing with an emotionally unstable daughter right now. Like, her, not emotionally unstable, but, you know, her daughter is not in the right headspace right now. You know, she's going through things, and Carly's trying to help her deal with her grief and stuff like that. I don't think now is the time to be having no house guests. I'm just saying. Like, you could at least talk to her about it. Like, he just came in like, oh, Deb's staying with us. Like, there's no conversation to be had. Like, it's final. Like, that's pretty much how Sonny said it. Like, it's my decision. It's final. We're not having no conversation about it. That's kind of how it was. Like, you know, oh, he's staying with us. Okay, but you should have a conversation with your wife first. You know, I'm pretty sure, you know, Carly wouldn't have a problem once she knows the details. But she doesn't even know this kid. Let me tell you something. I like Dev. I like the character of Dev so far. But I wouldn't fully trust Dev. If I was Sonny and him, I would not 100% trust this kid. I'm just saying, like, you might want to watch the silverware in your fine china, you know, and your diamonds, and, you know, you might want to watch that stuff when he's around. I'm just saying. Like, I wouldn't trust him in my big old, you know, if I had a luxurious home like that and nice, expensive things around, I'm just saying, like, you know, knowing that this kid pickpocketed Sonny as soon as he met him, I'm just saying, like, you know, I wouldn't trust him around my valuables. But I think this is going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting. I could definitely see Dev and Jocelyn, because you could tell Jocelyn was intrigued by him. Like, you could see it. She was definitely intrigued. So basically, I feel like Dev was the one who was outside. Remember, Jocelyn went outside because she felt like somebody was there. And she was looking around and the bushes was all shaking and stuff, but she couldn't see nobody. And she thought it was Oscar, like his spirit. I think that was Dev, because Dev did tell Sonny that he went by Sonny's house first and Sonny wasn't there. Well, he couldn't get in. You know, the guards and all that stuff, so he couldn't get into Sonny's place. But yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. I think it is. I think it's going to be an adjustment for all of them, especially Carly, you know, dealing with another person being in the house on top of everything else she already dealing with. It's going to be a major adjustment, majorly. But I think with the right guidance, I think he can definitely take the throne one day. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be mad at it. So anyway, moving on from that. Carly shrieking yet again about Jason going to Beatrice Corners. I'm like, Carly, the man is an adult. Chill out. Calm down. He knows what he's doing. Like, he's like a jackal in the night. Trust me. If Jason wants to stay under the radar and stay low key, he knows how to do that. Like, he's not stupid. Him going to Beatrice Corner, he's not going to get caught. Like, just relax. Like, Carly she has no choice. Like, she just worries about everything. Like, that's her issue. She needs to learn how to fall back. But that's her problem. She don't know how to relax and just let people do them. Like, she just needed to learn that skill. Anyway, I did like the Kim and Liz scene, but it was kind of funny how Liz told Kim that she couldn't imagine what Kim is currently going through. I'm like, Elizabeth, that's a lie, because technically you did go through what she went through 8 years ago when she thought Jake died. She went 4 years without her son. You know, for 4 years, she thought her son was dead. So she knows exactly what Kim is going through. Even though she has 2 other kids and Kim doesn't have any other children, but it still doesn't negate the impact of losing a child. You know what I'm saying? So Elizabeth did know for 4 years how that felt. The grief, the anger, all of it. Like, she felt all those emotions that Kim is feeling. She felt that when Jake supposedly died. So I don't get that line where she says, oh, I can't imagine what you're going through. Yes, you can. You went through it. But the only difference was, luckily for you, your son didn't really die and he came back. But that's not the same for her, though. Hers is dead, like, not coming back. I definitely feel like Kim needs grief counseling. Definitely. She needs grief counseling bad. I have a feeling, though, she's definitely, like, when she called Drew to ask him to come to dinner, she wanted to have dinner the next night because she wanted to talk to him about something. I have a feeling she's going to try to ask Drew and proposition Drew about getting her pregnant. I think so they can create another Oscar. Because Kim feels like she was meant to be a mother. Like, Kim feels like she was always meant to be a mother, especially after she had Oscar. But my thing is, and I agree with Liz, you lost your son, but you're still a mother. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, my aunt had two kids, a son and a daughter. Her daughter passed away when she was 2 years old. So this was over, 20 years ago? So her daughter died when she was 2. But even after that, whenever people ask her how many kids she has, she always says, I have 2 kids. Because even though her daughter died years ago, she still had 2 kids. She has 2 kids. That's how she identifies it. She doesn't say, oh, I have 1. No, she has 2. You lose a child, but you're still a parent. You're still a parent. You're still a mom. You're still a dad. That doesn't change anything. But I just, wish that she would get some counseling, because the way she's going about things is not healthy. Like, her desire to have another child, I get it, but you should go to grief counseling, focus back on work again, keep yourself busy, and let maybe a year or 2 go by, and maybe start, once you get back in the right frame of mind and let some time go by, maybe start looking into adopting. There's plenty of kids out there who need a good home. And I believe she can provide one. Not just financially, but emotionally, as well. I think she can. I like Kim. I really do. At first, I always thought she was a little sneaky. Because it's something about her sometimes that made me feel like she was lying about something. But I do see potential in that character. I really do. And I would hate to, see them bring Tamira Braun on just to not do anything with her. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can definitely do things with her, with Billy Miller. You definitely can. Why waste the talent, And I did enjoy the scenes with Franco and Drew. Drew always, Franco's always being there for Drew and stuff. And I like that. And I like the fact that, him and Liz are going through with this whole celebration for their wedding. And I'm glad that he's inviting Drew, because I think a celebration, something positive, is something Drew needs right now. I think he does. And I think it's cool that he decided, I'm going to go, because, you need some good in your life, something to boost your spirits. And I think this party will be just that. Even though I have a feeling it's going to be a good party, I have a feeling there's going to be some level of drama there. Because you can't have no type of wedding celebration or no celebration at all without some hint of drama. So I feel like something's going to go down. I just have that vibe that something's going to happen. So anyway, I'm not surprised that Kevin and Neil know each other. I'm not shocked. Because it reminds me of when Teo Delgado came to GH that one year. To represent Star, and she bumped into Alexis and stuff. They didn't formally know each other, but they knew of each other. You know what I mean? Like their record and stuff. They knew each other. So I'm not shocked that Kevin and Neil know each other. And Neil basically was confiding in Kevin about boundaries with this patient, and I'm assuming the patient, of course, is Alexis, because he didn't say that he really had romantic feelings for Alexis per se. But a part of him did want to confide in her, because he knows that she's been nosy lately, trying to get in his business about his life and his family life. And, he just wasn't open to talking about it, because he wanted to, respect the boundaries of, doctor, patient. And I respect that. I do. But he feels like his situation could help her with her situation somehow, because but he just doesn't feel ready to fully talk about it, because for him, it's still fresh, what happened in his life. And of course, Alexis and Diane, I freaking love their friendship. I do. Because Diane is ride or die. Like when Alexis was like, oh, I shouldn't be prying into his business and da-da-da-da. Diane was like, well, you can't, but I can. See, that's a real friend right there. I love that. See, if you can't do something, your friend gonna be like, I got you. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Because you got to have a ride or die. You have to. So Diane did a quick search or whatever and found out that Neil's daughter did die. She passed away because she found a death notice or a death certificate or whatever. So she found out that the daughter did die, which is sad, that his daughter died and stuff like that. I don't know what happened to his wife. Hopefully he does open up to Alexis about it. I hope, and shed some light on what happened to his daughter and I'm guessing his marriage probably fell apart after the death of their daughter. So hopefully we get some more background on it, because I really want to know. I really am feeling Alexis and Neil together. Like, I'm feeling it. I like the two of them together. They look good together. They got that chemistry, that spark. I like it. So anyway, Willow went into more detail about how she felt responsible for her dad's death, because of course she was talking figuratively, not literally, which I had a feeling she wasn't. I just wanted to know the backstory on it, but she gave more insight into it, because basically when they got into DOD and Harmony started, falling under the spell of Shiloh, and she started falling under the spell of Shiloh, their father got kicked out, and he was trying to rescue Willow from DOD. Like, he wanted to get her out of there, but Harmony wasn't going to have it. So, he was staying at a hotel, and she was supposed to meet up with him that night, and she postponed it until the next day because she was doing her initiation or whatever with Shiloh to get into the trust. And that's when she went to his hotel room the next day and seen that he died, and she blames herself for that. In my opinion, she shouldn't be blaming herself. You can't blame yourself for being manipulated and stuff like that. That's what cults do. They, get into your head. They manipulate you. They do all these things, to separate you from the people that you love. So that way those people no longer have any influence over you. So that way they can control you now, and you can rebel against those people. That's what they do. She shouldn't feel bad about it because it wasn't her fault. But I do have a feeling that his death was not no accident. I definitely have a feeling on that. His death was no accident. And that's exactly why Jason's going to Beatrice Corners. Because that wasn't just no straight up accident. But I think that's everything, though. That's pretty much everything about this episode. So hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode. I will see y'all all later. Peace.